You hear the words presumptive condition, and 3 words may jump into your head. Automatic approval. That shortcut can send your research in the wrong direction. A presumption may help answer one important service connection question, but it does not decide the rating, the effective date, or the final outcome. A presumption is a shortcut for one question, not a shortcut through the entire process. Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast, where we help veterans and their families better understand the VA disability benefits process, one step at a time. I'm Cameron Burrell, a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. Today, we're slowing down the phrase presumptive service connection so you can understand what it may change, what it does not change, and what to verify before taking action. This is general education, not legal or medical advice, and it is not an individualized review of anyone's claim. Presumptive categories and requirements can be detailed and may change, so check current information through official VA resources. When appropriate, bring your questions and records to a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Every veteran's service, health history, and evidence are different.
Here is the basic idea. With direct service connection, the questions may include, is there a current condition? Did something happen during service? And what evidence connects the current condition to that service event, injury, illness, or exposure? A presumption can change how that connection is considered when a veteran meets the specific requirements of an applicable rule. In plain language, the rule may recognize an association between certain conditions and certain qualifying service circumstances.
But the word presumptive does not erase the other questions. The condition has to fit the relevant category. The service has to meet the applicable definition. Dates, locations, duties, exposure details, and medical documentation may still matter. And the disability evaluation is a separate issue. So the useful question is not, am I automatically approved? It is, which requirement might this presumption help with, and what facts do I still need to verify? Let's make that practical. Start with the condition itself, not just the symptom, the diagnosis. A veteran might say, I have breathing problems, or I have pain that started after deployment. Those statements matter, but they may not identify the specific condition or rule involved. Look at what current medical records actually say. If the records are unclear, do not guess from an online list. Ask a qualified medical professional about the medical terminology and use current official VA information to research the applicable category. A list can be a starting point, but it is not the final authority. Be careful with screenshots, old videos, and summaries that do not show when they were published or where the information came from. And this is where I would push back on advice veterans often hear. I was there, so I automatically qualify. Your experience matters, but the responsible question is what the current rule requires and which record helps confirm it. Next, verify the service facts. Do not stop at a broad era or a general memory of deployment. Write down the dates you know, the locations you remember, the unit or duty information that may be relevant, and any documented exposure or event. Then compare those details with records such as a DD-214, personnel records, orders, deployment documentation, or service treatment records. A memory and an official record may use different names or dates. That difference is a reason to investigate, not a reason to dismiss the memory. Timing can matter too. Depending on the rule, the relevant facts may include when you served, when a condition was diagnosed, when symptoms appeared, or when another requirement was met. Do not assume that a condition appearing years after service is automatically excluded. Do not assume that a condition appearing soon after service automatically qualifies. Write down the dates you have, identify the dates you still need, and verify the rule through current official sources. The goal is not to force your story into a category. The goal is to understand what the category actually asks you to confirm. Now, consider the medical picture today. The presumption may help with a service connection question, but your medical file still tells the story of what is happening now. What is the diagnosis? What treatment has occurred? What symptoms continue? What can the condition make harder at home, at work, or during ordinary activities? Treatment notes, testing, medications, procedures, follow-up visits, and information about functional impact may all provide useful context.
Those are different questions from the disability evaluation. Service connection asks whether the condition is connected to qualifying service under the applicable framework. Evaluation considers the severity and functional effects under the relevant criteria. Effective dates involve another set of rules. A presumptive path may simplify one part of the first question, but it does not by itself determine the evaluation or effective date. Keep those questions separate, so one encouraging fact does not become an assumption about every part of the process.
And what if your condition or service history does not fit neatly into a presumptive category? No presumption does not mean no path. It means the question may need to be answered through a different path. Direct service connection may focus on evidence about an injury, illness, exposure, or symptoms during service. Secondary service connection may involve evidence that one service-connected condition is related to another. Those are different legal and medical questions, so raise them with an accredited representative rather than assuming the presumptive route is the only route available. Here is a general hypothetical, not a prediction about any individual. Picture a veteran with a diagnosis in a recent clinic note, a DD-214 showing dates of service, and deployment orders showing a location. The worksheet does not ask, "Am I guaranteed a benefit?" It asks three narrower questions. Does the current VA source address this condition? Do the service records meet the rules requirements? And what medical records show the condition today? Those questions turn a vague internet search into a focused conversation. You can build that worksheet on one page with 5 fields. First, the condition or diagnosis as it appears in your medical records. Second, service dates, locations, duties, and any relevant events or exposures. Third, current medical records you have and records you still need to locate. Fourth, the official source you checked and the date you checked it. Fifth, 3 questions for an accredited representative. Those 3 questions might be, what service facts should I verify? Is the condition described clearly in my medical records? And should I discuss direct or secondary service connection as well? You can add questions about missing records, current treatment documentation, disability evaluation, or effective dates. Keep military records, medical records, VA correspondence, and questions in separate sections. If something is missing, mark it as missing. Do not fill a gap with an assumption. So here is the reset. Presumptive service connection may help establish a specific relationship between a qualifying condition and qualifying service. It does not answer every question in the process. Verify the diagnosis. Verify the service facts and dates. Check current official requirements. Review the medical evidence describing the condition today. Keep direct and secondary questions in view when the presumptive framework does not fit. Before the next episode, complete that one-page worksheet for one condition. Write down the diagnosis, your relevant service details, the records you have, the records you need, the official source and date you checked, and 3 questions for an accredited representative. That is your responsible next step. If this episode helped you, follow the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran, family member, or caregiver. Download the free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veteran7. This podcast is an independent educational resource. It is not legal or medical advice and does not replace guidance from a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Verify current information through official VA resources and seek accredited help when appropriate. Thank you for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast. Your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Take the next responsible step.